Hey there, welcome back to Tennille Talks. All right, y'all, so we have a daytime message this morning. I'm going to try to record 2 messages. So this is going to be our Tuesday message, and I'm hoping I'll be able to get out our Wednesday message. Alrighty, so I did one of my early morning wake-up sessions. So I'm going to try to pull cards while I deliver the message, and I'm kind of cheating because I still want to be able to give you a message, but I also want to line myself up with the next message so that because I really want to use all my decks. I keep kind of cheating the readings because I understand how long they can get. So I just want to tell you my process. I want to be able to lay cards and talk to you and then jump right into what I'm seeing in this message. So I'm going to give it a try again, okay? All right, so this morning when I did my morning reading, this time it was like around 5:30. I get the energy of bank accounts, right? And so we have 24 hours. And in our 24 hours, we are either withdrawing or we are depositing. Now, you have an above bank account. You know how we often say, as above, so below. So our bank account above is our spiritual bank account. Our bank account below is going to be our checking account, right? So the bank account, the way we live this physical world, is our checking account. All things that happen in the spirit, that is going to be our savings account. So you have 2 accounts. You have a savings account, which is all spiritual, and then you have a checking account, which is your entire physical world. Now, quite often we talk about the spirit of offense and how if you pick up the offense, it allows Satan to close the trap. The offense is just bait, right? When I'm talking about offense, quite honestly, that is just a series of fuck shits. So anything that somebody can do to you that you could be like, that's some fuck shit, those are offenses, okay? Now they can betray, they can lie, they can cheat, they can steal. All of those are offenses. So this is how this works. This is how I was seeing it based on the reading that was in front of me. Somebody does something to betray you, right? Now, when they betray you, they are causing an offense. Now, physically, in your physical world, this would look like somebody throwing down a withdrawal slip. So, you know, in terms of your bank account, you're either putting money in or you're taking money out. That is it. The same thing happens for us in the 3D world with energy, right? Somebody offends you and they throw down a withdrawal slip. They want to take something from you. Now, if you pick up that offense, if you carry it, if you own it, if you allow it to kind of seep into you, well, then naturally it is taking energy from you, okay? Now, if somebody throws down an offense, a withdrawal slip, and you choose not to touch it, meaning I refuse to be offended, right? Whatever you've done to me is a reflection of who you are. It is not of me. So why would I take money? Why would I take energy from myself carrying what you just gave me? Now, your savings account, that is almost like spiritual credit. How do you build up your spiritual credit? Well, it's really about how you respond to the world. When times are good, how do you behave? When times are not good, how do you behave, right? And so there are a lot of things that we do that naturally is kind of building up our spiritual wealth, right? That has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with the integrity of your energy and how you show up to life, okay? Now let's go back to this. Somebody throws down an offense because they want to withdraw something from you, right? Now, a lot of times the people that are offending you are people that already recognize that you have wealth. They recognize that you have a massive savings account. And they know that because of the way you walk around in the 3D world. They can read your energy. If you are full of joy, if you have patience, if you have gratitude, like all of those fruits of the spirits that show through us are a reflection of our wealth in the spirit world. Well, some people aren't carrying around spiritual fruits. They're only carrying around fruits of the flesh. And so that's hatred, that's indifference, right? It's bitterness. Think about all of that. Now, people know when you're wealthy. And so sometimes they want to offend you because they want to withdraw from the wealth that they already see that you have stored up. If you pick up that withdrawal slip, well, now you're going to lose some of your money. Now, here's the thing. Basic example. You know, sometimes you're walking into a store. Now, sometimes if there's somebody in front of you, maybe they hold the door for you. right? And it feels good when somebody holds the door, they let you go in, cool. Now, sometimes you walk behind people, and even if they see you right behind them, they won't hold the door, they'll let it close. Now, if you pick up that offense, if you let that exchange piss you off enough, you have just picked up the withdrawal slip. And so now for the next hour, the next 2 hours, the next 3 hours, you've got this ick on you based on the exchange that you have had with this person. Now, a better way to respond to somebody throwing down an offense, to somebody throwing down a withdrawal slip, is to be like, you know what? That wasn't cool. But I'm going to pull some of my spiritual credit. I'm just going to take money from my savings account. I know you want to withdraw something from my energy. I'm not going to let you have it. So I'm going to let that sit right there. Meaning what you just did to me, I'm going to let it stay. And the way I choose to respond to you is I'm just going to take money from my savings account and I'm going to put it in my checkings account, right? And so it is really about how you respond. So your checking account, that is everything we experience on a day-to-day basis. You're either getting money or you're losing money. Some people only want you to lose money, and so they will offend you again and again. Some people are offending you in the spirit, meaning they're doing shit supernaturally that you really can't ever see, but maybe you can sense it, okay? And so when you recognize that people are attempting to take from you, I want you to take money from your savings and I want you to move it to your checking. And the way you take it from your spiritual credit, your spiritual bank account, and you put it in your checking account, like somebody did that to you, well, how do you fix that moment before you continue on in the store and go shopping? Because you never intended to shop with a stank attitude. You never intended to shop with an offense attached to you. So it's like, you know what, before I go in the store and before I shop, I'm just going to take money from my savings and I am going to replenish the exchange that I just had with you. How do you replenish? It is by how you respond. Now, you totally can acknowledge what happened, but are you going to release it? Are you going to let it go? One of the best things that you can do is the next time that you are in a similar situation, I want you to hold the door for the person behind you. That is how you build up money in your savings account. That's how you get your spiritual credit. I don't care if 10 people close the door in my face. I don't care if 10 people don't hold the door for me. Every time I have a door that I'm able to open, I will look behind me, and if somebody is coming in, I will make sure I hold it because I know how it feels, right? And so that is how you build up spiritual credit, those exchanges. And so when you cross paths with people that want to withdraw from you, I want you to pull down some of your spiritual credit. I want you to take some of that money in your savings account and I want you to put it in your physical so that you can go ahead and shop and you cannot be offended, so that you can go ahead and shop and you have all of your energy, right? Now, I'm hoping that makes sense. That could have been a very simple one, but based on the reading that I got, and this was a personal reading about myself, it was revealing to me that somebody in my energy, and I know who this person is, somebody has been working, toiling and laboring consistently, hoping that I am tempted outside of my path, wanting me to respond to life in the same way that they have responded to their life, right? And so I'm focused, I'm consistent, I'm trying to be diligent in this new life that I'm building and I'm creating, and somebody is pissed off. And so the way they respond is they work supernaturally to get me to slip up, to get me to fuck up, right? And so they throw offense after offense after offense, and they want me to pick it up. Now, if I pick it up, I'm about to be taking money out of my own bank account in order to carry that withdrawal slip that listen, as long as you are carrying the offense, money is being withdrawn. Energy, good energy is being withdrawn. And so now those people win. They throw you those withdrawal slips because they want to take something from you. And I want you to leave that shit right there. And when you recognize that somebody is attempting to take something from you, I want you to go ahead and tap into your savings account and I want you to transfer some money over. Hold on, y'all. I want you to transfer some money over. Okay? And the way you transfer money over, it is really in how you respond. Like, I see what you did there. I understand where you want me to move. I understand what you want me to think. I understand how you want me to feel. But I'm going to just go ahead and just transfer, and I'm going to replenish myself with something better. I'm going to offer myself a better thought, a better emotion, right? I counter your withdrawal with a deposit. And so I'm going to take a spiritual fruit that I've already learned, a spiritual fruit that I've already practiced, and I'm going to use that to deposit something something into my checking account, right? This is essentially the battle that is happening with me right now, with somebody literally in my physical environment, but has done this my entire life, right? But I'm stronger than I've ever been, and I'm on a path that I've never been on before. And so it is irking their soul to see me move this way, to see me operate this way. And the fact that I'm not stopping, I'm not slowing, and I'm not responding to the things that they are doing, they are being, every day they get weaker and weaker and weaker. Real talk. That was my morning message for me personally. And the way I understood it was by bank accounts. It's by energy. Everything is really a transaction. Everything is a transaction. And somebody wants to take and take and take. And so they cause offenses. They do things to you, hoping that they can withdraw some of the energy that you needed to get through your day. If I can just get you to carry this ick, you won't be able to keep going. You'll be so pissed off at something I've done or something I've said to you that it will impact the way you show up in your 24 hours. And my thing is like, yeah, I see you. I know what you're doing. I absolutely know what you're doing. But I got a hell of a savings account, right? And so when I recognize that you're trying to take from me energetically, I'm just going to transfer some of my funds over, right? Because I'm going to get through my day. I'm going to get through my 24 hours. I'm not going to stumble. I'm not going to stop. And if I know that you are taking from me either in the physical world or supernaturally, I'm just going to counter it with one of my fruits of the spirit, with something I know better. All right, y'all. So that was the message. I got 10 cards out, okay? We're 11 minutes in, but I got 10 cards out. So now I can kind of jump into the reading. Now in the center of the reading, we have Transmute. The number on the Transmute card is 44. In the past, the way I have described my understanding of being able to transmute energy, somebody sends you something and you use it to build. I explained in the past, like imagine somebody sending, throwing. I think about the Eight of Wands card when I think about transmuting. In a lot of decks, the Eight of Wands card, it's literally, I have like a piece of fuzz stuck to my lip gloss. It's like somebody throwing wands, somebody throwing sticks at you. And instead of being hit by the sticks, instead of allowing the sticks to just pile up, you take those sticks and you use them to build a house, to build a hut, to build a tent. And so energy is energy. It's not necessarily good or bad. Now, obviously, the intention of the person that's throwing the energy, their intention is for it to land some kind of way. But when it hits you, you absolutely can determine, you absolutely can transmute or change that energy into something else. And so this is saying that you have transmuted an energy, and one of the ways that you have been consistently transmuting is through your heart space. I have the Adinkra symbol for heart. It says the symbol of patience and tolerance. Patience and tolerance. And so somebody is throwing again and again and again negative, low vibrational energy. And the way you filter it is you just clean it through your heart. You're patient with self as you go or endure through this process, but you're also tolerant of the fact that this is just who people are. This is just how people operate. Now, we don't have to like it, we don't have to love it, but it's just really who people are. All right, so this is a reading about transmuting, and the two ways that this has consistently been done is by way of patience and tolerance. Tolerance doesn't necessarily mean I accept what you're doing, but it means this is what you're doing, I see you, and I can't use my free will to make you do anything other than what it is that you want to do, right? And so tolerating somebody is essentially understanding that we can't control people if we wanted to. All right, we often talk about a spiritual inheritance. The greatest spiritual inheritance that all of us ever receive is our free will, our ability to choose how we show up in this life and how we spend time. Some people use their time, they use their free will in order to offend, in order to attack, in order to send dark, negative, or harmful energy towards you. That is how they use their free will. That is how they use their spiritual inheritance. And so the power is the fact that you don't attempt to use yours to engage in battle. See, if I get down in the mud with you, now we're both dirty. right? And so I absolutely can be in the presence of people who can't fucking stand me, who don't like me, who don't like the way I move, but I'm not getting down there with you. We don't gotta talk. We don't gotta have a conversation. I know how you feel because I see how you move. I see how you behave. What is there to say? There's nothing to say. That's how you're spending your free will. Now, I can use my free will to be offended, but I'm not picking up that withdrawal slip. You're not gonna take nothing from me because you walking around here broke and you just want somebody to be broke with you. Absolutely not. You pull nothing from me. So I'm gonna build me some spiritual credit so that every time you fuck with me, I can transfer money from my savings and I can put it right back in my checking account so that for the duration of my 24 hours, I have everything I need. So we're talking about transmuting. Now, whoever is doing something, now we don't know who yet, okay? Whoever has been doing something, whoever you have been patient with, whoever you have been tolerating, just by the fact that they are effing with you, this was a gamble. This person is recognizing right now in the center of this reading that they risk too much. But if you would have been picking up those withdrawal slips, they would have never have felt the way I see them feeling in this reading, right? And so you transmute. You take that energy and say, oh, you want to be an ass to me? Well, I can, I am who I am. I'm still kind. You being hateful to me doesn't necessarily make me hateful. It just means that I got to monitor the way I have exchanges with you. But I'm going to go out into the world and I'm still going to be who I am. These are people who want you to pick up their shit and carry it as your own. Don't pick up the withdrawal slip. A lot of times when we're offended, it kind of triggers us to feel pride because we know when somebody's messing with us. But if you pick up the offense, well, now you're sitting in the position of pride because it's like, oh, I'm allowed to be offended, right? I'm allowed to be offended because I didn't make that choice, right? And so now you're owning the offense and pride is kind of masking it. I'm telling you, don't pick that shit up at all. Let it sit there. Let them keep throwing it. So the reading begins with, and of course, all right. So the reading begins with meditate. We're going to see who's meditating, but it talks about meditating. So now we're talking about the mind. And everything is mental. The universe is mental. Everything happens through your mind. The only difference in us is the way our mind works, is the way our mind is unfolding in this physical world. So somebody is meditating. They're sitting in the shadow energy. And I think they're sitting in the shadow energy because nothing they are doing is working. Center of the reading, we have transmute. Now, after you transmute all this energy, guess what happens next? There is some type of shift. The only reason why you experience a shift, the only reason why you are leveling up is because your checking account is not overdrawn. Your checking account, you're not withdrawing. You're not withdrawing. So listen. When you withdraw, every time somebody throws an offense and you fulfill and you use that withdrawal slip, you're losing. You're depleting your own money. You're taking away from you got 24 hours to spend what's in your checking account. And somebody is hoping that they can take something from you so that you can't get enough done, so that you can't accomplish enough, right? Or so that whatever you have to do in that day, you do it in a funky or a nasty energy. You didn't pick it up. And if you picked it up, you didn't pick it up to keep it. You picked it up to recognize that this isn't for me. I'm going to put this down and I'm just going to replenish, with something greater, something better. So now you're at the point where you're going through a shift. And the only reason why you're going through this shift is because you are an alchemist. Now this says that your level of alchemy, it looks like calmness. It looks like peace, tranquility, and quiet. Alchemy doesn't always mean you got to go in the kitchen and you got to whip up some spell and get your cauldron. No, it is the way you respond. And so this literally says that calmness is an alchemical principle that you can use when you are tolerating fuck shit that people are attempting to send to you. And so it is in your peace, it is in your tranquility, and it is in your quietness. Now, a lot of times people are going to think you're a punk because you're not getting down there with them, because you're not responding to them or meeting them with the same energy. What do they say? Like, if there's a fool fighting with you and you start arguing back, well, how the hell do you tell which one is the fool? Now you both look like fools. And a lot of times people just want you to reflect them back to them, right? When you're walking around on your energy, sometimes people can't hold the mirror. They don't like it. They don't like it. And you don't naturally reveal to people who you are. Like, But it's just you being authentically you is enough to send somebody over the edge. So anyway, you transmuted. You're hitting this shift because of how you respond. And now it's time. And this reading says it is time for you to be in a place where God wanted you. And so this is somebody literally wanting you to move out of position. You're doing the Most High's work. In order to do the Most High's work, you got to have enough money. You can't be in the negative. You cannot be in the negative when you wake up every day in order to fulfill your divine mission. You got to have money in your checking account. And when somebody is attempting to withdraw from you, you got to be able to recover with some savings. The way you pull down the savings is in how you respond. Let me just go ahead and use one of my fruits and my spirits, because I'm not going to mess with you today. I'm not going to respond to you in the way that you want me to. I'm just going to pull one of my spiritual fruits because I understand what you're trying to do here. That's it, y'all. That is it. And so somebody is losing their mind because it is time for something specifically to happen for you. It says if you are in a place where God wants you, the devil will use offense to get you out of position. Maybe God wants you at a certain job. Maybe God wants you in a specific marriage. Maybe God wants you in a certain place, doing a certain thing, speaking and living a certain kind of way. And so when people are throwing withdrawal slips, it's really to empty out your bank account. It's to energetically move you from the energy that God needs you to move in to almost where the devil would prefer you to be, so that you're out of position, so that you're out of alignment. All right, so now we have abuse. Here it is. Like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what happens to us, right? And this abuse, these are offenses. Every tomato that is hit is an offense. But do you see the purple hair? Do you see the energy around the purple hair? Purple is the crown chakra, right? It's about the enlightenment, and it also reveals your spiritual rank. And if you got a whole head of purple hair, right, there's no denying that you're tapped in. And then the fact that the shirt is white always reminds me of some type of purity. And so somebody doesn't like your purity. Somebody doesn't like the fact that you can use your mind and you don't take your mind to a lower level in order to respond to them. And so they feel like if I abuse you, every tomato I send is supposed to drop you down a notch or drop you down a peg. And so it says fruits of offense can cause insults, they can cause attacks, and this can cause wounding. These are the three types of withdrawal slips that are being thrown at you. Insulting you is a type of withdrawal slip. How you respond to it? I'm gonna pull down some of my spiritual credit from my savings account because I see what you're doing. They can attack you. Now the attack can be physical, it can be financial, emotional, mental. It can be a love attack by impacting the relationships with those that you care about the most. And then we have wounding. Now this could be physical wounding, but this is somebody that recognized that you may have some wounds that aren't quite yet healed. And so let me just go ahead and pick off the scab, right? And those wounds are going to be attached to the shame, fear, guilt, regret, illusions, attachments, right? Sometimes people just want to open a wound. If you won't let me give you a new wound, well, damn it, I'm going to take the Band-Aid off. I'm going to interrupt your healing process by making that wound fresh all over again. This is the type of abuse that's happening. So this is giving me the energy that you're in the process. Now this card says public face, and this talks about you being able to follow your heart, be who you want to be. But who you want to be is you. You don't want to be anybody else, right? This is you feeling safe. This is you recognizing, y'all, I just got one of them fake texts. It's from Victoria Beasley, not a real person, but it came to my inbox and it is showing like a job recruiter. There's a reader I love and I listen to, and she talks about always getting fake tests. You know, I don't respond. I just block the number. And so if you're texting me, you're probably also watching me. And every time you do this, I just block the number. And I'm going to change my number soon. So you'll just have to figure out another way to access me. This card says public face. It says follow your heart, become who you want to be, earn a reputation. And so the fact that you are becoming who you want to be, and it is authentic and it is natural, and you're doing it without validation, you're doing it without needing the opinion or the support of other people, is pissing somebody off, right? And so the peace that you have in your mind in order to rock out with, I was about to say rock out with your cock out. I don't know. I don't know. But the idea is that you can do it with confidence. Whatever you are doing with confidence is really a reflection of you understanding that, yo, it's okay to be myself, okay? And some people are going to be so offended that you have decided to be yourself, that you have decided to follow your heart, that they will need you to pick up an assault that they throw at you. They will need you to acknowledge an attack, or they will want to wound you by picking off a scab of a previous situation that was really hurtful. Y'all, the consequences for these type of behaviors, it's not even worth it. But you gotta, and you know what? The best way, the worst thing that can ever happen to people that do this to you is you rise. Is that you just keep rising, you just keep growing, you keep excelling, you keep advancing. That's the worst thing. But when they're tired of looking at it, their attempts, they'll double down on it. So we have soulmate. So this could be in a soulmate. Oh, here it is. And so somebody is abusing you because they want to interrupt your ability to meditate. Now, meditate isn't always like, but it's like finding your sweet spot, your vibrational frequency, or yeah, it's about the sweet spot that you mentally have achieved, because it is in that sweet spot that you can hear you can feel you can respond to you. And so this is somebody that wants to interrupt your flow. I'm not holding that door for you. Be mad that I didn't hold that door and go see how much fun you have shopping in that store. It's like, fuck you, don't hold the goddamn, like, you don't have to hold the door. That's fine. I'll just hold it for somebody else, and I'm gonna just add money to my account. Like, I want you to be rude. You know, and sometimes when people do something really rude to you and they see you respond to somebody else in the same environment in a very nice way, it irritates them more because they are wanting you to carry their shit. Don't you pick up that withdrawal slip. Don't pick up that withdrawal slip. So we have a soulmate who is in their shadow. This is who is doing this to you. This is where the abuse is coming from. And the abuse is because they're threatened by your mind. And it's really your peace of mind, because you need peace of mind to be at peace with self, so that you can pursue self authentically and use you. Your public face is literally not needing a mask, not needing to do anything. Like, I'm just gonna show up as me, and that's enough. Y'all, somebody said in the comments, my birthday pictures were quirky. Y'all, like, and I agree, because like, I agree, you know, but I don't really know I don't care enough about the wrong shit. It's 2025. I have access to so many filters and so many backgrounds. Now, I remove the background because I am not in a space that is just for me. Let me turn on my, I do need to turn on my sound. I do need to turn on my sound. Okay. You know, I'm in a shared space, so I removed the background because this is not my space. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, I'm just not gonna have a goddamn background. Like, okay, whatever. But yeah, but it's me not caring enough about the wrong things. And to me, it would be wrong I just don't care. And when I say wrong, I mean things that are wrong for me, right? It would just be wrong for me. Now, it could be right for somebody else that likes to do all that, but like, no, like, this is the picture. This is the picture. And I could have had more pictures to share, but my kids were in all of them, so, you know, I shared what I could. But anyway, this is somebody who wants to abuse your peace of mind. Now, this is coming out as a soulmate. Now, a soulmate can be anybody. It can be a child, a parent, a grandparent, a spouse, a lover, a coworker. It can be anybody that your soul needed to tango with. And this is saying that there is a soulmate that is stuck in their shadow. So this is somebody who is stuck in their own darkness. Now, I have one of my handmade cards, and it says character defects can remain hidden for a long time. So this is somebody that you may have spent years with, not knowing that this person was carrying a character defect. Like, something is wrong with them, right? And I don't mean that in the ugly way, but I mean that, listen, we all have character defects, and it's only going to remain defective until you either trade it out for something new. You can return it, you can fix it, right? And for us, we can't go and trade anything out. We can only transmute, right? And we can transmute something that is defective, and we could totally make it new again. But this is somebody who's been carrying something inside of them for a very long time, probably not something that has nothing to do with you. And whatever they are carrying in them, you don't have that defect. And so I think think that by the way you show up in life, it reveals that something is truly wrong with the traits of their own character. That is the energy of who this person is. This doesn't have to be anybody that you're close to, but this is probably somebody that you're like, I know who this person, like, who would love to abuse my peace of mind? You know, who is the type of person who would be offended by me being authentically me? Like, who doesn't like my smile? Who doesn't like my joy? Who doesn't like my peace? Who doesn't like the way I pursue me? Who doesn't like the way I dedicate my time to me authentically, without needing to wear a mask, without needing to have a filter? Like, who wouldn't like that I show up this way? This would be the person with the character defect that didn't do the work. And they're offended at the fact that you do the work. And so now they're going to throw things at you consistently, right? They're dropping withdrawal slips. They're insulting you. They're attempting to wound you and attack you in a variety of ways. But you're transmuting everything. You're transmuting it through your heart because you're patient and because you're tolerant. And so this is revealing to them at the same time that you're winning is like, yo, I really risked a lot to abuse this person because they're not stopping. It is time for a shift. And everything inside of this person would have wanted you to not arrive to the shift. It's like they wanted you to be late. If the Most High says, I'm coming at a certain time on a certain day, and you don't have to know the time of the day, but your soul knows. Your soul knows where you need to be and what you need to be doing. That's why you came here, right? And so this body, this vehicle needs to drive your soul so that it shows up in the right place at the right time, so that when the call comes, you are exactly where you need to be. Now, a lot of times consciously or mentally, our physical body, like, we don't always understand where our soul is driving us, okay? We just have to be obedient. We have to be authentic, right? But if your bank account is in the negative, how the hell do you get to where you need to be and you don't have the proper amount of energy, right? All right. So that was too many cards. I'm looking for a clarifying card to go on top of transmute. So an abusive soulmate is coming after your mind, your peace of mind. This is somebody that is stuck in your shadow. Ooh, I wanted to take that card so bad because I know that's how they feel. Concerned. But two cards came out, concerned and then ancestors. So I'm going to read them, but I'm not going to keep them. Somebody could be concerned because they recognize that you don't move alone and that there are consequences for everything that they have thrown at you, right? This is somebody that understands that, yo, who's supporting you? Where are you getting your strength from? Where are you getting your guidance from? Where are you getting your love and protection from? We have karmic masculine. Now, karmic masculine is coming out on top of transmute. So for some of us, your soulmate is a karmic masculine who has been throwing a whole bunch of shit at you because they're trapped in their shadow. They don't like your peace of mind. They don't like the fact that you're not chasing them, that you're not getting down and dirty with them, right? Because guess what? When this shift comes, or maybe the shift already came. I actually think the shift came. This is what happens, destruction. But who's going to get destroyed when this shift happens? Is it going to be you? No, it's going to be the karmic masculine because you have been transmuting everything that they have sent. And so if you can turn crap into something really beautiful, this shift is going to bring devastation, right? Because listen, everything must be balanced. And whatever you give out, you must receive it back, which is why we don't retaliate, because we will never really know how to hit people the right way, right? A lot of times, I do feel frustration. I do feel irritation. I don't like the way everybody treats me. But I would much rather the Most High take care of you, right? Because God will know exactly what to touch, what to hit. God, you know what I mean? Like God don't miss. God doesn't miss. And so a lot of people who, even personally for me, who are in my energy and I know they're doing things consistently, I've never really challenged them. For what? I'm not picking up that withdrawal slip. I don't want to talk. No. Final card is occupation. Now, occupation comes out on top of time. So this karmic masculine wanted to destroy somebody's occupation, right? Oh, this is so hateful. And it seems like no matter the destruction that was sent towards you, nothing could stop you from shifting, right? Let's say God says, I have a certain position for you. I have a certain career. I have a certain role. There's a certain way I want you to work in this life. And this says doctor. Listen, I think that we are all professional at being authentically us. Everybody is a doctor of something, right? But we're just different in degree because we have different skills, gifts, abilities, and talents. And so God says, okay, at a certain time, I need you to be in this place because I want you to begin a certain occupation. But you've got this dark soulmate who's trapped in their shadow because they've got a karmic, they've got a character defect. They cross paths with you and they're offended that you don't have the same defect they do. And so in order to hide who they really are to themselves, in order to kind of make you stop being you so comfortably, right? This is somebody that throws something at you to destroy your role, to destroy your position, to literally get you out of position. And these people, and the problem is that these people can never see themselves. Everything that they have done to you is revealing who they are. But a lot of people just are they're not self-aware. And so it is in attacking you and watching the attacks not be able to stop or slow you down. It reveals to them how awful they truly are. But it's not about being awful to you. It's really like, do you know how awful you have been to yourself? That you would use your spiritual inheritance, that you would use your 24 hours, that you would use your free will to do this to another person? That can't make you feel good about who you are. But these are people that sometimes it's got to go too far. Sometimes people got to take it too far to recognize how far off they really were. All right. I'm going to use tarot to clarify. All right. So public face. This first tarot card is going to, we're at 36 minutes. This first tarot card is going to clarify public face. So this is Two of Coins. Now this is the energy of juggling. Sometimes I've heard it described as rob Peter to pay Paul. And so somebody is abusing you because they don't want you to have stability. They don't want you to be sturdy. They don't want you to have enough energy, right? And so this is what I mean. When you pick up that withdrawal slip, you got 24 hours. You wake up with a full bank account. Now everybody's throwing down withdrawal slips because they don't want you to show up or to be the type of person that you need to be, right? And so they're attempting to offend you, attack you, insult, and wound you, right? So it's like, damn, I needed $60 today, but after I picked up that withdrawal slip, I got 40, right? But if I spend this 40 here, then that means I'm going to be short over here. Like today was a day that I needed 60, and I'm speaking about energy, okay? Right? And so somebody is hoping that the abuse is going to cause you to stumble in how you show up publicly. Publicly is about your ability to just follow your heart and to literally make a living being who you are. That's it. I'm just going to be who I am, and that will be enough to pay me. That will be enough to support me. Somebody doesn't like that. And so if they can make you juggle, if they can make you, and if you look at the behind the scenes, the waters on the ocean are pretty rough, right? And so this is like disturbing you emotionally so that your mind is not clear, so that your mind lacks peace. And then we have 10 of Cups. Now 10 of Cups is coming out with Soulmate. So 10 of Cups can be family. This can be 10 cups because they are 10 people. 10 people who are stuck in their shadow with some type of character defect that can't stand the way you move. Or you have a soulmate coming in that is going to be your 10 of Cups. Okay? This is going to be some type of opportunity. And so you've got this karmic masculine in the center of the reading who understands that if you didn't pick up all those withdrawal slips that they threw down, what were you doing? What were you thinking? What were you feeling? Well, one, you were responding in calmness, you're peace and tranquil, and you're quiet because that is your way of transmuting. That is your alchemy. Right? I'm just going to filter this. I'm just going to be pulling down from my savings account, my spiritual credit. I'm going to use what I know. I'm going to use what I know, and I'm not going to go off what you're doing to me. All right. So that's what I think is happening here. Somebody attacks you because they don't want you to be sturdy. They don't want you to be stable. They don't want you to have what you need. Because if you have what you need and if you keep going, you're going to run into somebody that is possibly your equal. You're going to run into somebody that is going to fill your cup in the same way that you have filled others' cups, right? And so you have an opportunity that is coming to you. And I really think that this is an opportunity that is in the shadow. This is something that you may not know, something that you may not see. But this karmic masculine understands that if you are not responding to them, if you are still patient and tolerant with them, it's because you already know they're not the one. It's because you already know, like, you know, sometimes when you pick up the withdrawal slip, that indicates to people that you have chosen them, right? When you're offended to a certain degree, it means that you care. You got to care enough to be mad at somebody. You got to care enough to be angry. But if you're not even mad, if you're not even angry, sometimes that can piss people off more. Just fight with me. Just be mad with me. Sometimes people are addicted to toxicity, addicted to it. And so they want you to go to war with them because that is the only way that they understand that people care about them, which is so sad, is if you're fighting, is if you're arguing, is if you're chasing me, if you're yelling, if you're bickering. Like sometimes people are like, just get in the mud with me. Come on, just get dirty with me. Please get dirty, because they don't know how to get clean. They don't know how to get clean. And you are too clean. You're too clean. And that is the threat. I know I can't get up there with you. I know I can't rise with you. I know I can't ascend. I don't know how to get clean, but I also don't want to let you go, right? And so one of the ways that I hide my character defect is by I just wound everybody I'm with. So now we just look like each other. Now we just all gonna be dirty. But if you cross paths with somebody who refuses to get dirty, and the only way that they can deal with you is if they get clean, you can forget about it, right? You can forget about it. Some people are never going to get clean, and they have chosen that. Now, this is a high level of projection. So this is somebody that is literally choosing this way to live, but they don't even acknowledge that they are making a choice to live this way. So I feel like you do have a soulmate that is a karmic masculine. And it is the way that you are responding or not responding to this person. The fact that you refuse to pick up withdrawal slips. This is what's pissing. Yes. So remember I said somebody gambled. The way that you are responding, the patience and the tolerance that you are showing to this person reveals to them that they gambled too much. They actually lost you. So this could be somebody that plays this game or does this with a lot of different people. And so they're used to a specific kind of response. And so because you didn't give them that response, or like, oh shit, like, did I do too much? It says excessive gambling can have dangerous consequences. And so the karmic masculine wanted to destroy you, but the reality is that you went through a shift. You were at that bus stop on time. Your soul knew, yo, we have a ticket, we have a voucher, we have a specific seat on that bus. The bus arrives at a certain time, it's taking us to a certain location. This is all energy, right? And so your soul already understood the assignment. And so the fact that your heart and your mind worked in tandem, the fact that there was harmony inside of you, meant that even when somebody tried to get you to stop, you didn't stop, you just kept going. So now this person is going to have to deal with the consequences of what they've just thrown out to you. And if you're calm and at peace and tranquil, then where is all the energy that they've been giving you? There's no residue. There's no remnants of the abuse that has been done to you. Where is it going to go? Now we have the 9 of coins. Now the 9 of coins is coming out with the karmic masculine. This karmic masculine is recognized now, and I've heard this be called the pre-empress card, right? And so this is you understanding how to be fertile, self-sufficient, all on your own, right? The 10 of Pentacles. That is the most financially that can be represented in the deck. Well, this is one person having 9 pentacles all by themselves, somebody who's self-sufficient, somebody who can nurture their life enough to make it financially abundant without needing the help of somebody else. And so this karmic masculine is recognizing that they took a very bad risk because they gambled with you, and the only reason they know it's a gamble is because you still have 9 pentacles, which means you transmuted everything they sent. They couldn't withdraw from you. Your bank account is still fat. It is not flat. Your bank account is still fat. Right? Like your energy is still pure. Your heart is not wounded or like the insults, they didn't work. And so now somebody recognizes that they gambled too much. destruction. Destruction comes out with the Ace of Cups. So see, this is what I'm saying. Like, instead of figuring out how to get clean, the only thing they could first think to do to you was to destroy you, right? And so somebody literally destroyed their gift. Okay, now I've been thinking about this lately. The aces, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. Think about video games for just a second. You know how when you're playing a video game, sometimes you have little hearts at the top, and when you're fighting or when you're doing something in the video game, every time you start to lose those hearts, it represents the fact that your health is being depleted. And so there are certain places in video games where you can go to find more hearts in order to increase your health. Now, when you need more heart, when you need more health or wellness, that's equivalent to like finding that battery pack in the video game. This is the Most High giving you an Ace of Cups. And so this was somebody, a karmic masculine, who needed health, who needed heart, who needed wellness. And so the Most High sends them you, but they destroy you and they abuse you, and then later they recognize, oh my God, like that was the first aid kit that I should have picked up in order to restore myself, but instead I chose to destroy them. Now, you know how in certain games you need money in order to buy something, and so maybe there will be coins, right? And you got to collect as many coins. That's the Ace of Pentacles. So sometimes the Most High will give you the Ace of Pentacles because you need it financially to afford yourself with something on this earth, right? And so all of the aces are literally the Most High hiding things inside of your video game, inside of your life, so that you can access what you need. But if your heart's not in the right space, if you've got a character defect, and if you've been abusing people, wanting people to be offended by your fuck shit, it's like you keep missing all of the things that the Most High is trying to deliver you. We got two more. How about the Ace of Swords? You know, there are certain video games where like you have to solve something and you have access, or you can get a clue, right? Some video games you can get a clue, something can be revealed to you. That's the Ace of Swords. If you don't have enough knowledge or a certain amount of information, but you know you need this breakthrough, well, here comes the Ace of Swords to give you the clarity that you need. Now, lastly, it's the Wand. Think about driving. I think about those Mario Kart video games, and you know how sometimes you're in that race, but like you need a boost because you want to get past all of your opponents. And so like sometimes if you hit like an orb, or if you hit a portal or a bubble, all of a sudden you get jets on your car and now you fly past people. That is the Ace of Wands, right? And so all of the aces are essentially the Most High giving us things that we need in order to increase our life force in the video game called life that we're playing. And so you were somebody's Ace of Cups and they destroyed you. They attempted to destroy you, but because you are also an alchemist, all of that destruction must be returned. Just because you transform that energy doesn't necessarily mean that they are safe and in the clear. No, because they sent something out that they must experience, and it didn't land, and it didn't stick to you because you didn't pick up the withdrawal slip. Right? But they still put it down. People are still held accountable for putting the withdrawal slip down on the ground. A lot of times because you're not picking up, people think, well, you didn't pick it up. You didn't suffer. You were still peaceful and tranquil and quiet. You're patient. Like, no, but you shouldn't have put it on the ground. You shouldn't have did the attack. You shouldn't have said the insult. You shouldn't have attempted to scratch the wound off scratch the scab off of my wound. The universe does not miss. Your thoughts, meaning every thought you have, is accounted for. Every feeling, every word, every emotion, the intent behind every action is accounted for. And so that is the energy that comes back to you. Somebody literally wanted to destroy whatever your divine occupation is, right? You were the Ace of Cups. This is somebody that needed something. They needed heart. They needed love. They needed compassion. And so the Most High says, listen, I'm going to hide an Ace of Cups somewhere in your life. You're not going to meet them until you're about, 39 years old. Now, when you meet this person, this is going to reboost. This is going to give you everything you need. And this person essentially destroys you or attempts to destroy you, right? But you're an entire alchemist. You transmute for fun. So we have Three of Cups. Now, Three of Cups comes on top of independence. When I see Three of Cups, you know, it can mean a group that is good, or a group situation that is bad. So when it's bad, this could be like a third party. This could be interference. But then at other times, it can also talk about your ancestors or moments of joy with like-minded souls. And so what I'm seeing here is that if you had responded to the abuse that was done to you, you would not have been able to get to the point where you can move in independence with a group of people who are in alignment with you. It's like there was a certain time when you were supposed to have a certain job, and when I say job, it would be the one that you create. It's like God always wanted you to be in a specific place with a specific type of person or specific people, right? And so people are ascending offenses, and they're trying to withdraw from you so that you're not where you need to be. But as the alchemist who transmutes, you were always going to get there. You were never going to be late. Like, it was always going to happen this way, right? And so now that you are where you need to be, the fact that you are not out of position, now this person has to see themselves for who they really are. All right, so I still have 3 more decks that I want to pull. I'm going to try to pull them as quick as I can. So this is Kipper. I often, listen, Kipper doesn't miss. And it's only like 39 cards. So somebody is under judgment for the abuse that they've done to you, okay? Again, there's nothing that is hidden. Next, we have sudden wealth. So you are sudden wealth, right? But I think they're under judgment because I think they recognize that sudden wealth. So did they move for sudden? Okay, let me pull another one. So this gives me somebody that like was always going to come in sideways. They were always going to go left. They were like, this is just what this person does. And so is this somebody that abused people in order to, you know, this is somebody who always wants to deal with people who are energetically or vibrationally, they carry this frequency that is negative and low. And somehow this gives them sudden wealth. But whatever action they took to abuse you, they are now under judgment for the path that they pursued to get sudden wealth in their life. And so occupation comes out on karmic masculine. So occupation is the work that they did. So you transmuted everything that was done to you. Now there's a change. So here's the judgment. So this person is going to be losing money, right? You didn't pick up those withdrawal slips, but everything they sent down to you, it has to be balanced, meaning now all of those withdrawal slips are going to be deposited into their checking account, and they don't have overdraft protection, which would be a spiritual savings account, right? The reason our overdraft protection is because we have fruits of the spirit, we've got spiritual credit, and so even if we momentarily pick up a withdrawal, we've had enough experience where we have built up a savings account to kind of counter the balance. People that move in this type of energy, they have no savings, they have no spiritual credit. And so listen, this is what I'm saying, why we don't respond, because the Most High is always going to hit people where it hurts the most. And so this is about money. Somebody is going to have to go. There is a certain amount of destruction. Exactly. So this was your occupation. You are a high honor type of person. Every time I see this card, I hear burn, burn, burn. You know the song, is it called Taps, that's played at funerals for, you know, military officials? I used to be a narrator on a tour bus. It was just a summer job one time. And so I would sit at the front of the tour bus, and I'd be like, and to our left-hand side is the Washington Monument, standing 555 feet tall, right? But I also had to do the Arlington National Cemetery. And so there were so many routes in the cemetery because on any day of the week, there could possibly be a burial. And so every time I see this card, I think of Arlington Cemetery. But this talks about, like, it is finally time for you to be in this high honor occupation. Your occupation, it starts with your public face. So this is somebody that wants to destroy your ability to follow your heart so that you don't show up at the specific time in order to move in the assignment that is divinely given to you, right? And so this person wanted to change you from high honor to low honor. They wanted you to match them. And they send you destruction so that you don't make this shift. That's some nasty work. All right, so we're at 54 minutes. All right, I'm gonna clarify with these ones. Good news. Okay, you may get good news, and the good news that you're going to get, it's only because this person is finally under judgment. Okay, now this could literally be legal judgment. This could be a legal situation, but whatever was done to put you in the Two of Pentacles, whatever was done in order to get you to juggle, to not be stable, to not follow your heart, right? All of those fruits of offenses, like now they got to deposit all that in their bank account, which energetically is going to release something on you. And so you may hear something about a legal situation, about physical court. Something may happen where you may find, or you could feel a lift. You may feel the outcome of this experience. You may feel the fact that somebody else is going through some type of judgment, some type of adjudication. Like the way this comes to you, the way the information is received to you, maybe it will feel like a surprise, something engaged, you know, something encouraging, something that's kind of like a miracle. And y'all, we do have the 10 of Cups out here. This could be family members. If you were abused because there was wealth that was due to you. Okay, I just got something else. You know, the karmic masculine could have been sent in order to get you out of position, because in the background there could have been a family legal case dealing with sudden wealth or money, right? And so this is like, what if you were owed money? And so people who don't want to do right by you, they decide to abuse you. Okay, and so while they're abusing you, they also need boots on the ground, and so they employ this karmic masculine who's supposed to come in and to make sure that you are not fit to walk in this high honor occupation. You know, one of the reasons why I did all of those channels and I created all of those videos is because I was never in the room when people were talking about me, but the energy, we don't have to be in rooms, like, you know what people are saying about you. And so in the event that anybody attacked my character or insulted me, my channels kind of are almost like diaries. This is what I did that day. This is what I said this day, you know, in order to show that, no, like, I am lucid. I am clear. I am not who you needed me to be. I'm not who you said I was. And so sometimes people will attack you because they don't want to have to deal with the consequences of what they're doing behind the scenes. And so let me just make you look like I need you to look, so that I can continue to get away with the robbery and the abuse that I've been doing. Now we have origin. Y'all, a bird shit on my bag yesterday, because I get sudden wealth and I get origin, like planting a seed, you know. That was so random, but not random. So I have, and if you said, ooh, no, like that is a good thing. Like, we welcome bird poop, right? Because I have always heard that that is an omen for wealth. And so when we were at Animal Kingdom, I didn't notice it when it happened, but at some point we sat down to eat and I was like, oh my God, there's bird shit on my bag. And I was so excited because I understood what that meant. Like, that was a very good omen. And so the good news that you may get is that there was something. Listen, whatever you're doing, whatever you are going to do, this high honor, whatever it is, going to bring you in a certain amount of wealth. And anybody that attempted to abuse you, right? It didn't work because you transmute because you are what? You are an alchemist. And so all of this energy is going back to these people. And so you could feel a release energetically, vibrationally, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. You could feel a release. And so imagine that all of those withdrawal slips that were thrown down, what if that comes back to you in a different form that looks like wealth? Now, it could actually be money, but the number on this card is 11. You know, 11 is a master number. That is the master seer. That is the master visionary. So this could be a spiritual gift. This could be something that you use in order to plant this seed in the ground. And when this thing starts to grow, you've got this high honor position that you needed to show up for at a specific date, a specific time, on a specific day, right? Your soul always knew this was the assignment, but your heart and your mind had to get in flow. It had to get in the flow to the point where, you know what, I'm not going to be offended because I'm going to be late for my position. I'm not going to feel no kind of way because I'm going to be late for my position, right? your mind and your heart had to agree. We're only going to respond to assholes in this way, right? This is how we respond to these people. We're never going to deviate. Confinement. Oh my God. So you coming out as the Nine of Pentacles, this is like somebody wanted, or this karmic masculine whose energy that you were transmuted, this person who could be a gambler, but they definitely gambled with you as the Nine of Pentacles. This is somebody that was working to get you confined. Now, if this is not a mental prison, no, if this is not a physical prison, this is a mental prison. Remember, they're coming after your peace of mind. When you have peace of mind, you can pursue yourself religiously, unapologetically. You can just follow your heart and just be great. Some people don't want to let you be great. Some people don't want to let you be great. And so they need the abuse to continue. And look, here you are. Oh no, dang it. It was 2 cards. I almost took it. All right, let's get one more. And so that was the entire point of this karmic masculine. Their job was to lock your mind down, was to put you in a mental prison, to keep you trapped. I don't know what to do today. I got 24 hours. What did I say I was going to do? What did I need to do? Right? You're picking up so many offenses, and now you got all these withdrawals that you don't have energy. And so if this was you for a period of time, if you were lonely, if you were isolated, if life felt disappointing, yes, you were still the alchemist, but maybe you didn't see the impact of all the alchemy that you had been doing. And so here comes this shift comes. The karmic masculine gets destruction, but you're going through some type of change. You become high honor. You were supposed to be destroyed. You become high honor. And so somebody wanted you to be confined, sitting on the side of a bed all day, thinking about how awesome it would be to live anybody else's life except for yours. But that didn't happen, right? That didn't happen. And so that is the miracle, that you kept going, that you didn't stop. You didn't pick up the attack. You didn't allow the wound. All right, I just need one, y'all. Please, no disrespect. Okay. Vow. Listen, you were always going to be this. You were always going to do this. So you had a high honor vow. This is before you got here. You had an oath. You had a vow. There was something that you knew you needed to accomplish, right? You already made this agreement. This is somebody wanting to interrupt the pact that you and the Most High had. You and the Most High have a covenant. You're going to go down there. They're going to rough you up. They're going to mess with you. They're going to rob, steal, kill, and destroy anything you build. But I still need your ass to show up at that bus stop in this year in that way. Do you understand me? Yes, I understand you. Okay, now go be born, right? Like you all, and so it's like you are finally, it is time for you to be independent. In the event that this is family, you're independent of them. If this is a karmic masculine you've had to deal with, you are independent of them. And so you will feel a shift. This is judgment, but what the judgment looks for you, that's what I was saying about the sudden wealth. The spiritual gift that you need in order to walk in this high honor occupation, that could have been blocked or kind of held up, or this is what they were attempting to abuse. This could be something hiding in your soul's shadow. All right, y'all, I love you. We're a little over an hour today. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.